What is up, everyone? It's your boy Bruce Wulfe, back with another Wulfe Brothers tutorial vid, this time in Warhammer, what is it, 40k? Got to do press to talk, but yes, Vermintide 2. It is, we're at the last little minutes of the closed beta access that we had in here, and we wanted to go over a few things for the open beta that's coming up soon, and the release on March 8th.
Because we know that you want to know.
So, I am the hunter using these pretty little daggers right here, because this is fun to do. Anyway, so we're going to go over a couple of the basic stuff that aren't likely to change. So, first off, right now I am using a 118 power dual daggers, and my hero power is 244. As you can see, I've got several pretty decent jewelries and trinkets on. So this is what my damage generally looks like. The orange numbers are the critical, the greens are just the basics. I'm doing all body shots this time just to make it easier for everything. You can see my criticals are at 1150 and my basic swings are at 300. Pretty standard. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to these power 5 dual daggers. So, any gambling? Anyone want to make a bet on how much different the damage is going to be with these?
Well, they're like not even close to the same power, so you would intuitively think that they do a lot less damage.
About that. Oh look, I lost 50 off my critical.
But your standard body shots are the same.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one thing. So we're going to actually leave these on now that we know that, except for the part about blue, which increases my attack speed and all that stuff. Those are pretty much exactly the same as everything else. And now we're going to do something weird. So I'm going to take all of my jewelry off real quick. Every single piece. So drops my hero power down and I don't have any of the jewelry. Jewelry in this game seems to be kind of like your armor, and more that it just adds extra special stuff to it. But when you do it here, sorry, keep doing that. You'll notice I've gone down 25 per hit and a lot off the critical on every one of these.
So wait, Brother Bruce, what you're saying is jewelry affects your damage more than the weapon?
Uh-huh. A little anti-intuitive, right? Odd. All the odd. But there's more odd. There is more odd to come here. So we're just gonna put one. We'll just put one piece of jewelry back on. Didn't change it. Let's put another piece of jewelry back on, like so. There, it changed it. So it takes two different pieces of jewelry. So I had to break 200 on my power score to change it like at all.
So wait, let me get this straight. Are you saying that there might be breakpoints for damage in Vermintide 2?
Yeah, very most definitely. There's some break. So here we go, 195. It's about the same. Trying to figure out exactly where it happens. 182 is 275. What are these? 7. 75 is 275. So then we'll go. 188 and 194. There we go. 194 is the same. So it looks like 195 is when it's going to bump up and. Yep, 195 exactly. It goes from 275 per hit to 300. So there you go. There's at least one breakpoint for you at 195. There's several breakpoints, so you're gonna have to kind of look for them yourself because we're running out of time and they're going to close down this test for us. But
we very likely will have a follow-on video where we do more experimentation once the open beta kicks off and we have more time, where we can establish those breakpoints so you guys can be in the know.
Yeah, very important stuff. And weird. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but definitely something to consider in all of your thing. Also, we'll just do that real quick. So 1550 on there. I'll show you here in a second. We're actually going to do a quick cut until my Ultra comes back. And
while he's waiting for that to come back, just use this information to your advantage, i.e., if you have a beautiful spear, let's say you're not the dual wieldy type, but your spear power is only 5. Don't worry about it. Use the weapon that controls and feels the way you want it to, because your jewelry is going to affect its damage output much more than the actual weapon. Don't settle for a crappy weapon that swings really wide or really slow. feel for that weapon the way that you want to feel for it and use it until you get something that has those secondary skills that you really like to use. But focus on upgrading your jewelry because you're going to get a lot more damage return out of those than the actual weapon.
That plus the little perks for the legendary on the jewelry is much better than the weapon one. But while we are waiting for this, there's another thing I wanted to show you. Something that I look for in my type thingamajigs. So these are the daggers. These are my favorites so far. You can see I can hit pretty fair, decent. I can hit both of these guys pretty easy. So this is a pretty common test I do, is stand right to where I'm looking between these two and see if I can hit them both. So if I switch to the Glaive, another one that you can see kind of will stag up on the first hit, so it won't clear a crowd. And then we have this, which gets all the way through on all the things, period. But it's a good test because there's more than one weapon. There we go, like this. So you can miss just by being right in the middle of them. So there's definitely attack cones that you have to remember in this game. Very important.
Also in Vermintide 2, in the training area, they have armored dummies that you can pick up and move. So set you up a nice little training ground. Put two of them together, see what the arc is, see how the weapon feels before you go out there and get wrecked by the huge hordes of little rat people.
Yeah. So I would also recommend don't pay too much attention to what these numbers are. They're arbitrary. They don't seem to relate as much as we'd like them to the actual game. But real quick, so we're down at 160 hero power. You saw what the ulti was earlier. We're going to do it again. 1350. Doesn't change too much, but it lost about 200 per arrow there. So stuff to keep in mind. Your power level and stuff will definitely affect your ultis, but not as much as you think. And yeah, I think that about summarizes what we want to hit it on in these things. So the main thing is, like, build your character around what feels the best for you. The power score thing, it'll get higher, and it seems to have a lot to do with what you get out of the spoils of war, which is those and your crafting stuff. So you might want to max it out when you do crafting or open boxes. But other than that, when you're actually doing gameplay, don't worry about it too much. Like,
choose the weapon that feels best to you, that you like to play the most, because jewelry's where it's at. You can use jewelry in between the different characters. It levels up and affects your damage output a lot more than your actual weapon.
Yeah, it's super important. As I said, when you're opening boxes or crafting, you probably want to max it out to the best you can. But that's only part of the game. So hopefully this helped you guys out. If you did, square up with that like button, like it's your favorite hater. Leave us a comment below. Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Leave a comment below on anything, any questions you have, anything you want us to test, anything like that. Again, this game comes out March 8th is its full release.
This is a closed beta video, so if any of this changes, we'll put an update video out and link it in this video's description for you.
Or if it's just minor changes, we'll just leave a comment or on there and pin it, so the first thing you see in comments is anything that's changed. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one, guys. So we will catch all of you next time.
See ya.
Later.